Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, and on this channel I talk about all kinds of things related to language and culture. Today I want to talk about masking and double masking. The reason I'm talking about this is the CDC has just said that Americans or anybody in the United States should start wearing 2 masks, double masking, if they're wearing cloth masks, or upgrading the quality of their masks that they're wearing to protect against the new variants because they can be more contagious. Now, full disclosure, I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. What I do is I teach. However, both of my parents are doctors. They've been doctors for more than 40 years. So I'm using advice that they are giving to their patients and that they are using themselves. And what I'm trying to do is making it digestible for a wide audience. So I'm hoping this is helpful. Let's talk about double masking. Like I said before, the reason for this is you want to reduce the likeliness that you would spread or catch the virus should it come into contact with you. Now, what my parents have been saying all along, and what I've been doing all along as well, is making sure I use a very high quality mask that protects me and the people around me. So if you've been doing this all along, you should probably be totally fine continuing the same behavior. But if you've been wearing a cloth mask, then that's a time or a situation where you might want to consider, or you really ought to consider, either upgrading your mask or wearing 2 masks. So what we're talking about with 2 masks is either 2 cloth masks or a surgical mask plus a cloth mask. So here I'll show you an example. This is actually a very high quality cloth mask that does filter out most particles coming in. But for the purpose of this example, we're going to just say this is a standard cloth mask. So hopefully you can hear me well. When you have a standard cloth mask, or any mask really, you want it to have a really tight fit around your face. You don't want big gaps anywhere. On the top, on the bottom, on the sides. If there are gaps anywhere, you're likely exhaling more virus out and potentially inhaling more virus in. That's not something you want. A way to tell if your mask is fitting well is, say you have a pair of glasses on. If you don't wear glasses, you could try sunglasses. If they fog up when you're wearing the mask, it's probably not fitting well. Air is probably coming out of here and it's fogging up your lenses. So a tight fitting mask won't fog your glasses. So that's number 1. A really good way to know a mask fits well, or to get it to fit well rather, is it has that metal strip around the nose which you can push down and shape to your face so it fits you better. That's a really good way to tell. You wouldn't want it coming up too short on your cheeks or going back and out too far on your face. That would mean it's too small or too big. You want something that fits your face well. High quality masks, you can get them sized so that they will fit your face better than just the standard thing on the market. So for a cloth mask, this is a really good fit. However, let's say it was just cloth and it had nothing special about it to make it filter better. This might not be enough. So what they're saying is you can take a surgical mask like this. Okay, remember you want the color side out. Fit it to your face, like so. If you want a tighter fit, you can tighten the ear straps. You can make a knot around them. So let's try to do that now. I've never done this part before, by the way. I'm just trying it for the first time now. So I'm gonna make a knot around these ear straps here, so that way hopefully it'll fit my face better. It'll give a tighter fit. If you have a mask at home, by the way, you can try it too with me. You can pause it as needed. Okay, so I've basically made my ear loops smaller. Okay, I'm gonna put it back on. Oh, this definitely is tighter. Okay, now I've got that tight fit. Yeah. Okay, but you can see I still have some room here. I still have bulging here on the sides. So even though I've got a good fit up here around my nose, it's not good right around here. It's not good down here. It's not good over here. So in this instance, then, if I put this over top, that should push that down on the sides here. You see that? That is much more in line with my skin. Same as down here. So this is what they're suggesting you do to double mask if you're using a cloth mask, okay? The other option is to invest in high quality masks. And when I say high quality, what I'm talking about is masks that filter a much smaller size particle. So if you think of whatever is in the air that you cannot see, that you breathe in all the time, there are teeny tiny little particles. And most of the time, you know, when there's no illness going around, you know, it's like things like pollen in the air, or, you know, it could be smoke inhalation, like you're burning a candle, you've got a fire going, you go somewhere that has, say, a factory around, and there's some smoke in the air, you're breathing in those particles. Most of the time your body can handle what it's breathing in. But when you're talking about a virus, it's too small, and that will get through. So you need that layer to protect you or have it catch whatever is coming in so it doesn't get into your body. So you're gonna need, obviously, an N95, like what most medical workers use, a KN95, which is also supposed to be a high filtration, or what I would recommend for most people is a KF94. So the N95, that's like top of the line. N95, by the way, is the US grading system, so that's how we mark the products based on our system of how we market. So N95 is really reserved for medical use in most cases. KN95, that KN is the signal, it's coming from China's grading system. So these masks are usually made in China. They're supposed to filter at 95%. However, when I've looked at the independent studies done, they're all over the map in terms of how much they actually filter. So for example, the manufacturer, the company making the mask, is saying it's filtering 95%, but once it arrives in the United States and a lab in the United States runs the test, maybe it filters at 95%. Maybe it filters 60%. Maybe it filters 32%. So I personally don't rely on KN95 masks because I don't know from one company to the next, one brand to the next, which one has met the mark in an independent test and which one hasn't. Other thing, by the way, the KN95s are generally this shape. They have this point here on the front. They will have the metal here, the ear loops. They go like this. Now, I have a small face, but you can see how big this is. And what I did back in the spring and the summer, I have a friend who works in a lab for material sciences, PhD. And this lab was doing independent testing on masks. And they would do a lot of KN95 masks. Many of them did not filter at 95%. By the way, you can see my glasses fogging because it's not secure. It's not very secure. And you see the gaps. It's too big for me. Yeah, so many of the masks did not filter at 95%. The other issue that they said was most of them did not fit most people very well. And like you can see on me, it's too big. But this shape generally isn't ideal. Fit makes an enormous difference. You could have the best fabric on this, but if it doesn't fit you, it's not really going to help you too much. So that's why I personally stay away from the KN95s. So what I use instead is KF94. That's out of South Korea. South Korea's marking system starts with a KF. The 94 represents 94% of particles coming in. Now you might think, why wouldn't I want 95? Why would I go for 94? The reason is the reliability of the product. Would you rather have a KN95 that you don't know is actually filtering at 95%, or would you rather have a KF94 that you know is filtering at 94%? When the KF94s are independently tested, they generally come out as stated on the package. They are usually 94% or above. So it's just a much more reliable product. Personally, I really like this brand called Vogmask, Vogmask. They make reusable masks. They're kind of expensive. Like this one was at least $30 US, but they are reusable. When you wash them, do not put them in the washing machine. Hand wash them gently with just a teeny bit of soap. I don't wash mine that frequently, to be honest, because I want to maintain the integrity of the fabric and the filtration in it. You know, some people would say wash them more frequently. It really depends on your usage. I use this maybe twice a week for an hour at a time. That's why I don't wash it too frequently, like maybe once a month, okay? And if I needed to use something more frequently than that, I think what I would do is rotate. I would have like one for each day of the week and rotate through them, and then like once a month wash them. Really depends, like I said, how much you're using them. So I put this on first. This, by the way, they say it's KF94 certified. That's why I feel comfortable wearing this. The other thing I really like about Vogmask is they size their masks. So they have small, medium, large, I think medium plus or something like that. Anyway, on their website, they will tell you the size and who that size fits. So I got the size that fits petite adults because I'm short. They have children's sizes, so kids can get masks that fit them really well, that have a good filtration and fit them well. So if you are doing this, and say you're going to the grocery store, this should be sufficient. A well-fitting mask with a high filtration. However, if you still want a double mask, which I would not blame you, you can get disposable KF94s, which this is more common. And this is what pretty much everybody in South Korea wears, and they've had a good handle on the virus. So KF94s always have this design. I'm gonna take this off while I talk. They have this design. They have like a big strip going across the front. They have the nose fitting piece on the top, and this goes around the chin and the ear loops. Okay, so you can put this on like this. You can see my glasses fogging. This is a little bit big on my face, but what you'll see is this goes right across, and what's really nice is that this whole piece right here is not touching my face at all. So it's really easy to breathe through. It's super comfortable. You can see the mask is staying in place as I'm talking. That's a big deal because a lot of times, like when you watch the news, you see people's masks going down and their nose is starting to come out. That's not ideal. You want it to stay in place. This is secure. But like I said before, it is a little bit big for me. So if I wanted to double mask, what I would probably do is, or what I have done, is put my well-fitted Vogmask on underneath and then put this one on top like this. And you know what? I think I should tighten the ear straps like I did on that surgical mask to make this fit better. Because I think it's just in the last week that they've started saying to double mask. And I don't like to play around, so I'm gonna I'm gonna tighten these ear straps. The other thing you can do on, I know on the Vogmask website, you can buy a head strap for your mask. And what you do is you secure it to the ear straps here, and then it goes around your head. So if you don't like it on your ears, it can just go around your whole head, and that usually offers a much more tight, secure fit. Okay, so I've tightened these ear straps on the disposable KF94. Put that on over. Oh yeah, that's much tighter. Okay, I think I made it a little too tight because I feel like pulling, but you get the idea. I'll tighten this around my nose. This little piece is still a little too loose, but I have that other mask underneath, so I'm not worried about it. This is flush with my face. This feels pretty secure. It's easy to breathe. I'm not worried about breathing. Now, could I put this on first and this over? Haven't tried it. Let's see what happens. Okay. This is on first. And remember, a KF94, oh, this feels good by itself. Okay. Remember, KF94 is filtering for you and for other people. So you shouldn't have to worry either way. Okay. And I'm putting this over top. Let's see. I've never tried this way before. I would want to look in the mirror just to see, but I'll see on the video. This actually feels secure. This feels good too. Actually, I think I like this way a little bit more. Because the first way, when the black one, the reusable, was underneath, it was much more like on my face. And now I have a little bit of space between my lips and the mask. I think I prefer this. Anyway, 2 KF94 grade masks should be good so long as you're wearing them correctly. I'll take these off now. So I hope this has been helpful for you to see different ways you can double mask with a surgical plus a cloth mask, or 2 high-grade level masks that are filtering well. By the way, I brought some different packaging of KF94 masks so you can see what it might look like. I lived in South Korea for a year, so the Korean rating system script does not scare me, but I can understand how for many Americans you might be like, what is that? They will make sure it says KF94 somewhere on the package. This company did a good job of putting quite a bit of English to help you understand the package. But you can see here it says KF94, and then here on the bottom, KF94. Okay. Here's another brand. Says it right there at the top. Hopefully I'm getting this in the shot. Okay. Oh yeah, there too. Okay. That one had a lot more Korean script on it, as does this one. But you can see KF94 very big on there. Korean script is much more like boxy, I guess you could say, and like super neat looking. So if you're not sure what it looks like, you can always go and Google Translate and put something in English and then have it go over into Korean so you could see what the script looks like. It is a phonetic or more phonetic system than, say, like Mandarin would be. So you will see repetition of characters in a Korean script. But yeah, there are many different brands in Korea, South Korea, making KF94 masks, but the general design is always the same. Okay, with this band over the front and then this and this underneath. So that's the design you're going for. But if a mask is this design and it doesn't say KF94, then it's not KF94, it's something else. So you definitely want to find that KF94 mark on there. Again, they have high quality standards in South Korea, especially as compared to China. So you're gonna be much more likely to get what you're buying if it's a product made in South Korea. Again, I hope this was really helpful to you. You can let me know if you have any questions. We're all learning as we go along, but if you're consistent in following the right guidelines and taking the right precautions, hopefully you'll be okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.